Welcome to the CBD Health and Wealth broadcast podcast. We are excited today because we have a special guest on today. Man, this individual is incredible. I've known him for a couple of years now, and he has an incredible story that we want to share with you today because, as you know, one of our focuses is making sure that you understand that we have real people with real problems, but they have discovered a solution. And man, his story really inspired me. He just told me a smidget of it, and I really wanted you guys to hear it today. And hopefully, somewhere, somehow, you get to rise up out of your situation. And Deshaun Houston, are you with me today?
Yes, sir, I am. How you doing today, Mike?
I'm doing great. Thank you for joining me today. I'm excited about what's happening in your life. So many good things are going on right now. Tell me a little bit about what's happening today.
Well, today I finally got the wonderful news that we just closed after my wife and I on our first house. So super excited, uh, just ecstatic. I can't really, you know what I mean? I can't really put it into words, but it feels good. It feels good.
Oh man, that's awesome. That's incredible because when I can see it's all over your face that good things are happening. So that's great. That's great. That's great. And so for those of you who are listening just on the podcast, man, you really want to just jump over to YouTube and watch this video. It's gonna be worth your time. And so, Deshaun, you have an incredible story. As you know, this is a health and wealth podcast, everybody, and I I've discovered that when you are in a crisis, you can react certain different ways, and some people bounce back, some people don't. However, you make a decision how you want to bounce back. If you have a bounce back in your spirit, a bounce back in your heart, man, it's incredible what can happen. And so when you told me your story, Deshaun, I was so inspired. I was bouncing back from things years ago just because you told me about what was happening with you. I said, you know what? I have no excuses. And hopefully many of you feel the same way after you hear Deshaun's story. And so I'm gonna let you take it away. Let me know and let the people know what has happened to you and where you are now. Just take it away.
Well, just to be real, frank, real direct. Um, just to start off, it's so exciting for me to close escrow on a house because I'm absolutely the first person in my family, first of all, to graduate high school. Second, to get a career. Third, to buy a home. So in my immediate family of 8 brothers, um, no, I'm sorry, 6 brothers, 2 sisters, 8 siblings altogether. Um, I'm the first person to do anything when it comes to positivity and succeeding. Um, but what I have ran into is a plethora of health issues. And in these health issues that I've had, um, the most recent was apparently I was born with two thin spots on my spinal cord. And I was born with this. I'm an athlete. I'm a student athlete. I played college football. I played high school football. In high school, I ran track, played football, and played basketball. I did all these sports. Um, Once I got to college, that's when I ran into my hurdles. My hurdles were really, really, really big and difficult. Um, so I started having a lot of back problems. I actually became a diabetic. I realized and found out that I was a diabetic because I actually went into a diabetic coma at 22 years old. They call it diabetic ketoacidosis,
Oh, wow.
which is quote unquote called a walking coma. So thank God for my wife because her her mom, which is my mother-in-law, uh, I had been sick for about 3 or 4 days, and we went to her house, and when she saw me, she looked at me and she said, "Take him to the hospital, straight to the emergency room, and do not let him fall asleep on the way." So when I got to the hospital, um, they admitted me, and I fell asleep, and I didn't wake up for 3 days. So that was my introduction to being a diabetic. Um, so just fast forward all the way to the issues that I had recently. So recently I found out, now I'm not going to say recently because I was off of work for 11 and a half months. That was 11 and a half months ago. I found out that actually I didn't find out right away. I went through about 7 months, 8 months of physical therapy and x-rays and so many different things that they were trying to figure out what was wrong with me because I had numbness in my legs, numbness in my feet, numbness in my back. And they didn't understand why it was happening. They chalked it all up to a bulging disc.
Oh, wow.
So a bulging disc. So I'm here and I'm asking everybody, you're telling me a bulging disc is doing everything to me? And their answer was, okay, we also may believe that there's a pinch.
Hmm.
So they said the reason that you're having this many issues is because it's not just a pinched nerve, it's your sciatic nerve. If you do the research, the sciatic nerve is the large nerve that basically runs from the middle of your back all the way down to your feet. And all the nerves around your leg, your hip, your back are all connected to that nerve. So I did decompression therapy. I did physical therapy where they have you do just a bunch of different things. None of it worked. So what I did was halfway through, probably around the fourth or fifth month, my wife said, "Hey, I talked to a guy, and the guy broke down the effects of CBD and what it can do for pain." Because the first thing that all my doctors did for me was, okay, so I don't even know if people know this, but there is a Dilaudid pill. They prescribed me Dilaudid. They prescribed me a morphine pill. The doctors prescribed me, they prescribed me Nexium because all the pills that I was going to be taking was going to mess up my stomach. They prescribed me a muscle relaxer. I can't think of the name of it right now, but that's also what I was prescribed. And they told me take all of these pills together, and you should feel pain relief.
Hmm.
Mike.
Wow. Are you serious?
What? To me, I look at my wife and say, "This looks like a lethal dose."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's a lot of medicine. So my wife says,
Okay, let's run down that list one more time. Now, give me the list of pills they want you to take all together.
okay. So they had morphine, they had Dilaudid.
Wow.
I forgot to tell you, they had 10 milligram Norco. That was the other one. 10 milligram Norco. And ibuprofen, of course, that's the one. They're like, oh, yeah, ibuprofen is the one for the muscles and it helps you. And wrong. So you know me, I'm like, hey, let me just try and take
Yeah.
it. It's just, they're giving me. But what happened was it got to the point where none of it worked. So my wife said, okay. She wound up finding a company that was doing the CBD and things like that. And then she said, hey, the CBD is I done researched it. I done found a company with pure CBD. And I said, okay, what's pure CBD? Because at that time, I'm discombobulated. I have all this medication in me, and I'm like, nothing is working. So she said, no, this is something that is supposed to help build your immune system to help you fight all of this pain. It's supposed to work, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, I'll try it. So she gives the CBD. These are the drops that go into the tongue. So I take that. Now, when I take this CBD at that time, my condition hadn't got to the peak. But what it did do at that time was it created a situation where I didn't have to take all those other crazy medications. I have a family history of addiction. That was my biggest issue and concern with taking all these medications because knowing my family history, I have a family history of alcoholism and drug use. So I didn't want to implement any of those things into my pain management. So that's why I asked my wife to please find something natural that I can use to where I wouldn't have to use all these, pain supplements. Like they're not even supplements; they're medication.
I mean,
So
the list you gave me was incredible. Run it down one more time so that people really understand what those meds are and what kind of effect they were having on you.
So there was morphine, there was Dilaudid, there was ibuprofen, and there was I just said it. It was the
Was it the Norcos?
Norco, 10 milligram Norco. The 10 milligram Norco got to a point where I was using those 3 times a day, but I felt like I kept needing more. The Dilaudid, all those pills, it says to take 3 times a day, but and it's supposed to be like after 6 hours. But if you look at the label again, the doctors always put you can always take another pill after 4 hours if needed. So I was looking at that, and then I was taking like an extra Norco or an extra Dilaudid, like to that extent. And like I have all the prescriptions, everything. Like it's crazy. Like when you look at it, and then when I actually went to my doctor's appointments, they were like, "Oh well, if you need it after 4 hours, you can just take one more." And I was telling them like, "Well, wait a minute, that's not stopping the pain. Why would I take more?" They're like, "Oh well, if you take more, it will block the pain receptors and it'll stop the pain. And I said, well, wait a minute, that's momentary. Like, I'm trying to find the root of the problem. But my point that I'm pushing home right now is I started taking the CBD, and I actually put all of those painkillers to rest. And this is before the event. I'm going to call it the event.